we have found something that might just change the way how your phone and your planet behave. Trash to Cash turns everyday waste into real value. Plastic bottles, glass, paper, cardboard, even small e-waste picked up right from your doorstep. And the twist? Everything you recycle converts directly into mobile reloads. Smart pickups, responsible recycling, real credit. Your garbage literally pays your phone bill. This is Kaleidoscope, a weekly gathering of stories that matter, from the quietly extraordinary to the profoundly important. I'm Savithri, Rodrigo. From the Kaleidoscope studios, Gamini Ratnavira, Chef Shinji Inui, Trash to Cash, and your fast weekly recap with CDB News in a Blink. It is certainly not your everyday ramen. For the first time, Sri Lanka's premier Japanese restaurant Nihon Bashi invited the chef from one of Bangkok's most sought after ramen spots. Now listed in the 2025 Michelin Bib Gourmet Guide, Chef Shinji from Name Noodles.
Ramen is Japan's soul food, and it's like a meal in a bowl. Very philosophical, very hearty, very wholesome, very fulfilling dish. Like sushi, you can find it on a conveyor belt and in a supermarket. You get the high end of ramen. So this is what he's doing. And there's a huge departure from the one bowl experience you would have had before.
From Sukhumvit 26 in Bangkok to the port city Colombo, and with love from Japan, we didn't just eat ramen, we experienced craft from dough to bowl.
I want all people in the world to know about the authentic Japanese ramen.
Chef Shinji Inui hand makes each noodle using 100% Hokkaido wheat with only 36 servings each day, and each dish having over 30 ingredients and a specially fermented blend of 3 shoyus for deep umami. Catch Kaleidoscope wherever you are, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram or LinkedIn. Follow, like and subscribe to stay in the loop for every story that matters. Our gratitude to SriLanka Live, CDB and The Daily Morning for supporting the stories we bring to you.
She wins with CDB Wings, exclusive financial solutions for women.
Short, smart, speedy. Your weekly roundup with CDB News in a Blink. Tourist arrivals to Sri Lanka exceed 2 million, while revenue reaches $2.66 billion thus far this year. The Sri Lanka Medical Council urges medical professionals to fix their writing on prescriptions. And in our market sketch this week, on the Colombo Stock Exchange, the all share price index headed down towards 23,000 points on profit taking and foreign selling. Oil prices moved down slightly to $60.50 per barrel on oversupply concerns, with US crude oil inventories continuing to rise. Gold prices edged higher towards $4,100 per ounce on renewed buying from central banks. World ranked number 3, 10-year-old Thavi Samaravira is the highest ranking Sri Lankan in table tennis. Malta gives free gym memberships to those born between 2004 and 2009. Austria shapes power lines into animal-shaped sculptures to represent each state. At the World Cheese Awards, which judged over 5,200 cheeses from the sweet to the stinky, Swiss Gruyere was crowned the world's best cheese. The 35th Annual Olympics, held in Las Vegas for hospitality workers, showcased skills from vacuuming to mop relays to bed making.
You focus on your goals. We will take care of the risks. SriLanka Life.
What if every brush stroke could bring forests to life? What if color could preserve a species? But what if one artist born amidst the birdsong and banyans of Sri Lanka carried that wild spirit halfway across the world and back again? He's designed our national park logo, painted our postage stamps, illustrated our wildlife for generations, and filled galleries from Colombo to California with the soul of the natural world. Today, on Kaleidoscope SriLanka Live Dialogues, we journey into the vivid, untamed universe of Gamini Ratnavira, Sri Lankan American wildlife artist, conservationist, and storyteller, whose brushes with nature remind us that art isn't just seen, it's felt, protected, and lived. How did your early life in Sri Lanka inspire your love for wildlife and influence your art actually today?
Since I was a kid and living in Kanana, I mean, in a boarding house there, it was the surroundings. I mean, how can you not? So my love for nature started there right at the beginning.
You're living between Sri Lanka and the US, and how has that shaped your artistic vision, your artistic identity?
Well, I started the wildlife art in Sri Lanka as a Sri Lankan. I was very happy with myself and happy that I was able to share some. One of the things that helped me is I paint a wide variety of stuff, but my focus was on the rainforest and the tropical wildlife. So I immediately fell into a different category there because most of the artists who were there paint their local wildlife, but I had a wider range.
You said you're a self-taught artist.
Yeah.
Now, how did you develop this very detailed style that you have?
Painting every day. Painting every day. One of the most important things that I found was not just painting came second to me, but the love of nature came first. And I'm so inquisitive about finding all the details. So when I look at a species or plant or bird, whatever it is, I look at the finer details. I look at their feet, how the toes are situated, colors of the eyes, things like that. So that detail, I kind of have quite a bit of now it's kind of deteriorating, but have a photographic memory. And that was also developed because when I was growing up, we didn't have TV, we didn't have cameras, we didn't have it. So what you absorb in the wild is the most important thing that you put in. So to share that, I had to really see deep into the subject.
What are some of the surprising finds you found?
One of the things I found was the sparrows, all the passerine birds, have 3 toes forward and 1 toe backward. Now the owls have 2 toes forward and 2 toes backwards. And then you take a parrot, they have 2 toes forward, 2 toes backward because they use it like a hand to feed on. But the owl is also another step forward because it can move 1 toe back or forward. So it can be 3 toes, 2 toes when they grab their prey. And so those are the things that really are important to me. And the color of the eyes and the shape of the beak. And the reason for the shape of the beak, that the long pointy curved beak for the sunbirds to feed on the flowers, parrots a hook bill and dry. So those are little things. So everything counts when you're painting nature. You have to have those things very accurate. If you're going to share something, it has to have a purpose. And what I want to share is the lesson I learned from looking at something. So if I can share that with you in a non-teaching way, I'm teaching you. Then you look at the bird or the plant or whatever it is in a much more deeper look at it. It's not only just with your eyes, you're looking at it. It's like food. If you know the ingredients, also you taste the ingredients. So that was my focus.
So that's Kaleidoscope for this week. Stories that matter seen in a new light. We'll be back next week.